Hello, hello, good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm from Massachusetts, so good morning. Good morning. So normally I do a live where I pull cards, but this one is more for spiritual development. So, North Carolina, all right. So it's still 8 o'clock by you. Good morning. Belgium, oh my goodness, hello. I'll be eating breakfast soon. I had a small smoothie like half hour ago. Amsterdam, I've been there. I visited Amsterdam back in 2010. I was with my sister. Thank you. So normally I would pull cards, but that's going to be a Monday, Thursday thing. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'll talk on like spiritual development, spiritual awakening, anything in the spiritual realm, anything you want to know. Good morning, Long Island. That's what this live is. So if there's anything in this spiritual world, if you're going through a dark night, if you're wanting to learn about crystals, learning about meditation, learning how to, develop your psychic abilities, anything you want to talk about, that's what this live today is for. So, and if you all want to subscribe, I would totally appreciate it because eventually my lives are going to be subscription only, but right now leaving it open. Do any of you meditate? Ah, that's funny. I just asked about meditation and I just saw your question. So yeah, no, I totally can. So I don't want to say there's so many different kinds of meditation, but hello, Rhiannon. I was wondering when you were going to get on. Good morning. A few days I dreamed about one of our gods in a Christian church. Do you remember which? I look at that like that could be a god that wants to work with you at this time. When a deity, ascended being, whichever, reaches out to you, whether it's through a dream state or just you've been hearing the name a lot, or even in meditation, usually that's an indication that they want to work with you in some way, shape, or form. But regarding the meditation, so you can meditate. Thanks for the follow. You can meditate for like anything. I find doing a grounding meditation first and foremost is probably the most beneficial type of meditation you could do. And I mean, you can go on YouTube and search, guided meditations. Like you'll freaking have thousands of different kinds. Years ago, I have a YouTube channel. Doesn't do as well as my TikTok, but I have like almost 700 subscribers and I've had that freaking thing for, I don't know, over a decade. But in the past, I created guided meditations. So if you want to check that out, it's in one of the playlists that I created. It's called Guided Meditation. You can look on my YouTube channel through my link in my bio. But so a grounding one, it basically sets you up for healing, obviously to be grounded. But also it just sets you up for the rest of the day. It allows you better access to your own intuition and to receiving any downloads or whatever you want to call it from the universe, from spirit, from gods, like, whatever. If you guys want, I can run through a grounding meditation right now. It's literally only going to take like a few minutes. There's a very easy grounding meditation that I love doing. Thank you. I know I decided to curl it today. I'm going to be heading out after the live. I want to go visit a few shops here in Massachusetts out towards the Berkshires, and I want to see if they'll purchase my deck so they can sell it in their store. The main thing you would love to learn is how to control your ability. Yeah, so thank you. Oh, you can easily do a walking meditation. So I love, oh, what curler do I use? I don't even know. It's literally one from like fucking 20 years ago. It's a white and black wand. I don't even know. Literally, it's one we've had forever. Good morning. So walking meditation. So if you can find a labyrinth, okay, I'm serious. Google like labyrinth and see what comes up, okay? Because a walking meditation through a labyrinth is possibly one of a more life-changing one than just going outside and walking. I mean, you can go outside and walk, okay? When you're doing a walking meditation, it's meant to just teach you to be in the present moment, to breathe, to feel the earth beneath your feet, to feel the breeze if there's a breeze, to feel the sun, to listen to the birds, you know what I mean? Like when you're doing a walking meditation, it brings you into the present moment, which is a great thing because that is a grounding technique. But I find if you're walking through a labyrinth, I don't know, it does something to the brain. I'm telling you, it does something to the brain because I do my best thinking when I'm walking through a labyrinth. I come up with like these crazy ass awesome ideas. Like it just, I don't know. I love labyrinths. I wrote an article several years ago on like the 10 greatest labyrinths here in Massachusetts. Like it's online somewhere. I forget where now. I could go on about a labyrinth. I love a fucking labyrinth. Yes, that's exactly as it's spelled. Good morning, Kelly. So if you want to get a reading with me, you can do so through the link in my bio. My Linktree link, there's a section in there that says get a reading, and it takes you right to my Etsy shop, and you can purchase a reading through there. So whether or not if it's intuition or just like a random thought, so your intuition does not have any fear behind it. It does not have any fear behind it. Your intuition just is. Like it just is. Even if you're picking up something not so great, there's like no fear behind it. Like it just is. That's how I'm able, because I mean, I overthink. I think a lot. So that's the easiest way to decipher between the two. Plus, if you're just constantly having the same thought in your mind, like just constant, usually that's you overthinking something. But the best way is the feeling behind it. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going out today, so that's why I wanted to. Everyone's like, I love your hair. I've only been doing this, honestly, for the past like couple of months too. Like I don't know. Yeah, if you have to think about the answer, it's you. It's true. If you have to actually think about it, then that's your own thought. That's your intuition, because your intuition will just come through. It'll come through. It'll either speak very quietly, but usually it's like loud, and it's usually the first thing that pops into your mind. But again, there's no like feeling really behind it. Like it is what it is. And actually, Rhiannon, you had asked about blocking your energy. Okay, if you have dark stones, okay, if you've got crystals around you, wearing the dark crystals, having it in your pocket or whatever, like, you know, smoky quartz, jet, hematite, obsidian, shungite, like any just dark stone. Also, though, if you want, you can do, here's a little quick I don't really call it a meditative, I just call it a visual exercise. Close your eyes so there's no distractions, and picture a bubble around you, around your whole body. Picture a bubble. Doesn't matter what color the bubble is, just picture a bubble around you. And then imagine hands on the outside of the bubble trying to make their way into you. Trying to make their way in. If they break through the bubble, that means that you got to add another layer to your bubble, or add a few layers to your bubble, okay? When you can get it so you can see hands trying to poke through your bubble, but they can't get through, that's when you know your aura, you've put a barrier over your aura so you don't pick up on other people's energies. Also, guys, I'm sure we've all heard about the chakras, right? We all have heard about them. So also what you can do, so the solar plexus chakra, that's right like at your belly button, or right above your belly button. It's the center of you. Picture a door there. So that's the chakra that actually takes in other people's energies. That one chakra takes in other people's energies. So if you can also visualize a door with a freaking padlock on it, with a deadbolt, 5 deadbolts on it, I don't care. That also helps to put a barrier between you and another person's energy. I would be able to do the reading either later today or tomorrow before noon, the latest. Only because I'm going out today. I'm heading out to the Berkshires, and that's like 2.5 hours away from me. So I'm gonna be out for the majority of the day. But so I can get to it either. If I don't get to it tonight, I would get to it before noon tomorrow. But so yeah, so there's multiple ways to be able to block yourself, but I find visually, especially the bubble technique, that has always worked for me. Always. Like there's not been even one time where it hasn't. I've had to spend a few minutes though, literally sitting there to really visualize the bubble around me and to make sure no hands were coming through. I've had to sit for a few minutes to really do that, to strengthen my bubble, but I'm telling you, shit, that one works, at least for me, that works the best. So my readings, I charge, they're 30-minute audio recorded readings. So I sit for a half hour or more because I tend to talk. I like to talk. So I sit and I'll pull cards and I record myself for, the half hour, however long it is. And then I take photos of it and then I upload 2 files, an MP3 and a PDF to Etsy. So they're $60. And I only got 1 listing for that on my Etsy shop, 30-minute psychic reading. Nope, I'm not doing a yes or no. I'll do that on Mondays and Thursdays. I'll do the, questions, the pull of cards and all that fun stuff. Good morning. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm more for spiritual development, spiritual talk. Oh, no, don't apologize. Don't apologize. You're fine. You're fine. I mean, a lot of my lives, I expect this. A lot of my lives have been pulling cards and channeling messages. So, no, that's what people expect. Like, I get it. So, that's a hard one. What is your feeling when you have that thought, when you're thinking you and your ex are going to get back together? Because if it's just like, if it's more of just like a knowing attached to those thoughts, like a knowing has no feeling, whether it's fear-based, whether it's a happy feeling, whether it's hopeful, like intuition, like just has no feeling. It literally is. There's no feeling attached to it. So if there's a feeling attached to those thoughts, chances are it's your thoughts. Now, if you think about it enough, you can energetically wise put that out there to sort of make that happen, but you're also dealing with another person, right? So you can't control another person. Everyone has free will. You can't you can't force someone to talk to you, really, if they don't want to talk to you. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't force someone to be in your life. You can try. Karma ain't going to be your friend, though. A very common thing about spirit talking is ringing in the ear. Very common. Also, that usually if you are thinking of something or ruminating over something and all of a sudden you get a ringing in the ear, that's either spirit telling you, one, yes, that thought is correct. Like you're on the right path. Like, yes, that's correct info you've got. Or the opposite, spirit's telling you to shut the fuck up and control your thoughts. It's usually one or the two. And you kind of just generally know. Once you tune in real quickly, you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm thinking too much. You know what I mean? Or, all right, no, thanks, I got it. And usually once you acknowledge that, the ringing goes away. So listen, I only do the 30-minute reading outside of my lives. Or you can, wait till Monday, and I can answer, any of those intuitive questions like that. Otherwise, to purchase a reading, I can't. In the past, I used to give free, advice, free readings or whatever, and I had so many people take advantage of me. I can't do that. So nope, I've got a big boundary in place with that. I hesitate with both answers, so it's for me to identify. Yes. Yep. You keep having this not feeling like in your pit of your stomach, like something's gonna go wrong. Talking to you. Don't gossip. They probably were telling you to shut up. Oh, your ear rings when you manifest. Yes. Yes. I love it. I legit know someone. So this is going to sound so weird. Okay. But this is so true. And she has said she's got a Facebook page. I haven't been on Facebook all month. I'm actually considering fully getting rid of it. But so when she manifests and when she knows she is manifesting something phenomenal, oh God, okay, her vagina tingles. Legit. She went on this whole spiel one time. She did a live on Facebook telling people so much about it, and I was just like, all right, hey man, however that information comes through to you, that's how it comes through to you. Everyone's different. Oh, boundaries are so important. Boundaries are hard to learn. I'd love to tell you all that, oh yeah, learned it in a week's time. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Boundaries, I think, are going to be a lifelong thing. I think boundaries are just going to be a lifelong thing because we're just always going to come into contact with new people and new situations, and it's just, whether or not you give in to something or not give in. I don't want to say oh, the universe is going to test you, but it's kind of like a test if you think of it. Boundaries are not easy. Especially, I find boundaries are the hardest with people, with family members. If you've grown up in a family who you have someone in your family who's just very needy, I'm not needy. I've got a mother who's very needy. And I don't want to say they rely on you to always help you out, but they kind of do. And then you start saying no because, you're getting drained and you're kind of I need to focus on me. I can't just focus on you. That's right. Family members tend to have the hardest time when hearing the word no, or you know what I mean? It's easier to put up a boundary with a friend, But like family members, at least for me, I've had a few people say that family members, it's the hardest because they're so used to, they've been around you the longest and they're so used to you saying yes and always doing this, that, and the other thing for them. And then when you start saying no, God forbid you use that 2-letter word. Oh, thank you. With both answers, yes or no, I still have it. I'm a recovering people pleaser. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, dude. And that is, so especially if you are empathic, if you are someone who naturally, because all empaths, right? Empaths have a level of compassion that just other people need to learn from. Okay, truly. Like empaths are very compassionate people. But man, like they're givers. Like we empaths are givers. But there comes a point where you have to start giving to yourself and less to other people. And you'll always have at least one person who does not like that. But shit, that is necessary. And especially because if you pick up on other people's energy, like, oh, the boundaries and, oh my Lord. I literally could talk about this for probably a whole fucking year because it's taken me years to learn it. Years. The guilt. Oh, the guilt trip. Oh my God. But that's also when they guilt trip you, that's a test to you to see like if you're really like standing your ground, if you really like, you know, want to just focus on you. And like that is a test. That is a test. It's taking you 28 years to start saying, yeah, yes, literally yes. You know what's funny is so my mom is the needy one. Okay, really, my mom is the needy one. And it's just interesting because I remember when I was in eighth grade, I was bullied. I hated eighth grade. Okay. So in eighth grade, I was bullied and a lot the entire year. And I remember my mom, she kept telling me, she said, well, you know, if the teachers aren't doing anything, you know, ignore them. If you want, you can send me a note, as like in Etsy. There's the thing where you can send a note or leave a comment or something. You can write everything in there if you want to. And it'll come through when I get the email notification. Incoming message. Incoming energy to help you. The left side of the body receives energy. Right side gives it away. It releases. So, incoming message for you, like incoming download, but also incoming energy to help with your manifestation. So my mom had taught me to, believe it or not, she taught me to either ignore people who bully and whatever, which actually, believe it or not, is actually really good advice. It is. And to start saying no. And she learned how to say no to her because my mom is someone actually who gives a lot. She's a people pleaser. But she's not that self-aware. But she did learn to say no. And for a while, for months, she had family members who would get upset with her. And it's just funny though, because she is someone who my mom is a needy people pleaser. She's got both sides of the coin there, but she's not self-aware enough that like, Mom, you're safe to do this like by yourself. You don't need me to hold your hand. Like, you know how to do this. Stop asking me to help you. You know how to do this. Because constantly, like, especially with computer stuff, she always asks me to help her with computer stuff. She fucking knows how to do shit. She knows how to. Drives me insane. But like, I don't know. So it's just ignoring people. That's a good boundary. Also, just telling them to fuck off. That's a great fucking boundary. Do I do any spell attractions? What do you mean, to attract? So I will not, actually, it's funny. I had someone yesterday. Yeah. So actually, one of my followers, so there's a TikTok clone of me. I saw them and I had last week and I reported them and blocked them. So my name is Jen Sharples, okay? Sharples. and then my handle .naturedeck. So there's someone on TikTok, Jen Shaples, there's no R, .naturedeck. Well, they contacted someone who follows me, one of my followers, and they've been going back and forth, and they were scamming her. She unfortunately sent money to them and stuff like that, and ended up seeing my live yesterday and messaged me and was like, hey, I've been talking to you on WhatsApp. And I'm like, no, you haven't, because I don't have WhatsApp. But she had asked about me doing spell work for other people. So I will not do spell work for other people. I will show you how you can do it for yourself. Am I powerful enough to probably do it? Yeah, but it is 1,000 times more powerful if you do your own spell work. Hands down, 1,000 times more powerful. So if you're trying to attract something, I can advise you on what you can do. Thank you for the balloons. on what it is that you want. Because what do you want to attract? Tell me what you want to attract. I can probably come up with a few ways. I like to work with candles. Fire is my favorite element, so your ex. Okay, that now. No. Okay. There is yep, that's effective. Bay leaves and burning them. That's very effective. Okay. So I'm not a fan. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Of doing any spell work to attract a particular specific person, because everyone's got free will. Yeah. And if you believe in karma will not end up being a good friend to you. But karma works on karma's terms and timing. If you want, there is a little bit of a loophole. It's still treading the line, okay? If you want to try to bring in communication between you and the person, not that you're trying to bring them fully into your life, for a reunion, okay? Because that's much harder to do. If you want to try to bring in a conversation between you and someone else, you can do that. But that's still walking that line, okay? And you really, if you're gonna do that, you have to leave it up to spirit on the timing. You cannot ask for a timing on that, because no. What if you manifest them? Will you also have karma for that? There's always karma. Karma is, it's the cause and effect. It's like what you do. There's always what choice you make. There's always a consequence, right? Karma is a consequence, whether it's good or bad. Good morning. Manifesting is a great freaking thing. Manifesting is a great thing. So yes, always try to manifest. Depending on how that other person feels will probably determine the karma that you encounter. Good morning. Because you're dealing with another person, and we all have feelings. But if you're manifesting, for example, an ex that left you, I don't, like I said, you can try to manifest a conversation with that person. If you're trying to just manifest them, either that karma will it will not happen. It will not happen. Or they could possibly want you, but in a very toxic way. Because like right now, if you look at it, like if you're separate from someone that you want to be with, there's a reason for that. You don't normally know the reason. Maybe you do in hindsight, right? It's totally up to interpretation, and it's definitely different for every person. But I know a lot of people, a lot of, witches, whatever. I don't care for the fucking label, but a lot of people who do the spell work, that all of them say, like, they don't do love spells. They don't do, unless it's a generalized love spell, just to bring in love itself, not a specific person. But most people, they don't touch that. They don't touch that because it's like, I don't know, if you want to find out what your karma will be, then by all means do it. That the best way to find out what your karma is going to be is to actually do it. Okay? That is the best way. I advise against it. If you want to do a general love spell, that's fine. I mean, there are people who don't care about karma. There are people, I care about karma. Okay? There are people who don't care, who don't give a fuck about karma. And so they'll do it. They're like, all right, I'm going to write so-and-so's name on a piece of paper and I'm going to burn it, or however they do it. And fine. I don't know. Maybe it'll work for them. No, I'm not taking that chance. I'm not taking that chance. Also because I've been in abusive relationships. Okay? Like, I just don't want that type of karma. I don't want that energy. Like, okay, you say you want this person, but like, they're not mentally stable, but hey, yeah, we'll bring you this person because you're trying to bring them in. I can't. Yes. Yeah, if you want to message me your question on here and then purchase the reading on Etsy, that's fine too. Oh, thank you. Yeah, listen, I can be sunshine and cupcakes and roses. I could totally go for cupcakes. But I'm also not going to hold shit back. Like, if I don't think you should be doing something, I'm going to tell you I don't think you should really be doing something. Right? Cupcakes, dude. Cupcakes. Who doesn't love a cupcake? Come on. But so when it comes to love spells, listen. The best way to find out if it's going to work for you, to find out what your karma is to do it. That literally is the best way, okay? But it's... You do you. You do you. So, I'm not doing card pulls or channeling the intuitive messages. That's going to be Mondays and Thursdays. No, that's fine. That's fine. You can give as much info or as little info as you want. If it's related, you and one other person, just at the very least, give me their first name if you happen to know their sign as well. Otherwise, you don't have to go into crazy detail. You can give as little or as much as you want to. I do just need, like, name. If you don't know the sign, that's okay, but at the very least, a name. Because it anchors the energy better. Numerology. Okay, so twos. It's funny. I've been seeing the number 222 a lot lately. So twos are all about two things coming together. Whether it's you and one other person, you and maybe like a new project, you and a new opportunity. Twos are all about two things coming together. Okay? The 2323, only because I know reducing the 23 and a 23, it reduces down to a 5 and a 5. Because that's how I'm intuitively interpreting it at the moment. That is all about change. All about change. And change is change. Okay, change, according to the universe, is technically neither good nor bad. We are just human, so we place that onto, that word. But change, 48 and 48, that would be threes. So that's more like the Trinity. Okay. See, I'm also getting this intuitively. I'm also getting collaboration and support as well. Protection as well. Sort of, I keep picturing like a triangle. So it's kind of like if you do start seeing 48, or if you start seeing the number 3, okay, that's very much like your thoughts are becoming more streamlined and you're moving forward, okay? Yeah. Yeah, man, I can help you connect to your psychic abilities. So one thing I will say with your psychic abilities, because this is the one thing that will hinder your progress, try your hardest not to second guess anything you get, whether it's a thought, whether it's a feeling or a vibe, whether it's like a knowing, although usually you don't really second guess a knowing because a knowing is just so strong that you just can't second guess that. Don't second guess anything you get. That puts a block. When you're first starting out, you'll learn it takes a little bit to strengthen that muscle. Just freeze. That's okay. I'm not gonna lie. I like the freezer method. I like the freezer method. If you saw my past videos, one of them called Ways to Banish. That is possibly that's the first method I talked about. So before you do that, try to look at any possible consequence of doing that. Okay, check your consequences first if you can. Will it remove them from your life? Yeah, chances are that it will. I've done the freezer method several times, and every time it has worked for me. However, one of those times it worked out differently than I was hoping. Here's the thing: you can do whatever method of your choosing. You cannot control how that method plays out. Okay, and I need to stress that you cannot control the how. That is spirit taking the reins. That spirit being like, all right, we'll remove this person from your life. But it could also mean, whatever. So try it. Write the name on a piece of paper. Put it in a jar. Screw top lid. You do not want a flip top. You want a screw top lid, okay? Because you don't want this jar to be tampered with. Oh, also fill it with water. And then stick it in the back of your freezer. If you need to, put a thing on it that says never touch. Leave it for like a solid friggin' year. And just don't touch it. Usually within a few days' time. For me, it's happened within literally 3 days. So they could easily just be removed from your life. All of a sudden, you just never hear from them. Like, you just never hear from them. Like, poof, gone. Beautiful. It's also possible, though, if there ends up being a greater connection, say, between you and your partner, because I'm only reading because it says third party, so I'm assuming it's someone in connection with your partner. This is just an assumption. It's possible, then, that your relationship falls apart, and oh look, both of them are now out of your life. You know what I mean? Like, check all possible consequences, okay, before you do it, because like I said, you cannot control the how it gets done. You can't. The universe is too strong for that one, okay? Yeah, don't fuck with spells. Yes. Yeah, I can totally help you guys with your abilities and help you practice them. Yes, subscribe. No, literally, yeah. Yeah, once I finish the reading and I upload the files through Etsy, Etsy should then send you an email on how to download the files. So it's not a video, it's just an audio. It's an audio MP3. So it's just something you listen to, but you'll also receive a PDF of all the cards that I pull, so you can view the PDF as you're listening to the reading. 8s are very abundant. Eights are an abundance number. I love it. That if you're seeing a lot of eights, that means your finances are increasing. Thank you for subscribing. I feel like Bear is going to reconnect with me soon. Yeah, then just be open. Be open to it. 555, that is always about change. Always about change. Change is coming in. It's letting you know change is coming in. Does freezing the third party name on paper for 9 days work to break them up? You're a second guessing queen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, easier said than done. Easier said than done. So, banishing a negative person at work. So, you have to check out my video, Ways to Banish. Here's the thing that your husband's in the freezer. I fucking love it. I love it. Yeah, that's when you get tired of everyone's shit and you're like, that's it. You're going in the fucking freezer. Oh yeah. So when you banish anyone from your life, whether it's someone from work, whether it's a third party situation, whether it's just, it's a toxic family member, whether it's a toxic friend, whenever you banish someone, please understand you can't control how that banishing takes place. Okay? Once you put it out there, Spirit's like, all right, now the ball's in my court. Now I'm going to control this. So if it's someone at work, for all you know, Spirit's going to be like, okay, well, the best way for this person to leave their life is actually for you to leave the company. So we're going to make it so you get laid off. All right? Like that could be a consequence that you're just like, you did not see coming. Okay? Like you have, guys, before you do any banishing work, try to think of any and all consequences, any and all ways that this banishment could play out. Just try, use your imagination, try just to keep you aware so that way, you don't get a surprise. Because I actually know someone who's had that exact thing happen. Wanting someone at work, they were a shitty person that they worked with and management wasn't doing anything. And so when I said to them, put them in the freezer. That's a fun method. It's an easy method, but it's a fun method. And they did. And then 2 weeks later, they got laid off. And they weren't expecting that. And I was like, well, that person's no longer in your life now. So maybe the universe saw it fit that was the best way for you. You're now out of that environment. So please understand that it's how it happens can come as a surprise. So I always tell people, if you're going to do that, you just try to imagine all the ways that it could happen, just so you can just be aware, just in case. So what I would actually do, Kelly, I would actually try to strengthen the love between you and him so that the love between you and him is stronger than any connection he has with her. All right, so you could light 2 candles, one to represent you, one to represent him, okay? And you're not gonna, okay. What I want you to, if you have a picture of the two of you, a happy picture of the two of you, I want you to like print it out, or if you have it, just lay it out with the 2 candles. So, but put that picture in between the two of you. And as you light the candles, simply saying the words, like you don't have to be like dramatic. You don't have to go into a lengthy detail. You can be just very simple and direct. The love between me and Ken grows and deepens. Focusing on, right, so literally just as simple as that. The love between me and Ken grows and deepens. You can also, and then let the candles, I like letting the candles burn all the way down, okay? You can use birthday candles. You don't have to use big candles. You can use birthday candles. They burn in like 15 minutes. And if there's really a lot of power behind that, they'll burn in under 15 minutes. You can also create like a sachet, or if you just have like a drawstring bag or something, there are certain herbs, roses and rose petals and rose buds, lavender, vanilla bean. You can Google herbs for love, okay? Those three popped into my mind. Google herbs for love. Put those in the sachet or in the bag, whatever you have. Keep that under your bed where you guys sleep, because that brings the energy, the loving, sweet energy to the two of you. And you just leave that for like a month. You usually do it for about a month long, okay? If you can do it for about a month long, do that. Also, if you're able to do this stuff at a new moon phase, not a full moon, at a new moon phase, as the moon gets bigger, then it's like the deepening, the strengthening of your bond also grows, okay? So if you want, you could kind of do a double thing. Like you could do the freezer method for her, but you do want to strengthen the connection between you and him though, because I mean, otherwise, like, you're still leaving that open. You know what I mean? I hope I made sense. Okay, no problem. Thank you. I have a couple of annoying people in my freezer. Home to none. Yes. Could you just banish a negative behavior and not the person themselves? Yeah, you can. You essentially, well, so I'm trying to think of the best way for the, only because you're dealing with another person's behavior. Ultimately, it is up to them to change their behavior. Like ultimately, right? Because they're the one with the behavior, okay? Like it's not you. So ultimately it's their work to do, not yours. I'm almost thinking, I almost feel like though that doing protective for you, protection type of work would be better for you, just so you don't pick up any energy related to that behavior. You could also do a healing spell for them, okay? Because healing is healing. Whether or not they pick up on the healing, that is up to them, okay? That is up to their energy and if they're willing to do that. I've lit a candle, a blue candle. I find blue works well, or green. If you don't, you can just use simple white. Whatever you have on hand. Don't, your intention is your greatest asset when doing any type of work, okay? Like, tools don't always matter. It's you and your intention. You could do a healing spell for them. And you can keep it broad that, have their name written down, whether it's on a bay leaf or just on a piece of paper. I tend to just use paper. Have their name written down, so whatever their name is, just, I don't know why this name popped into my head, but whatever, Brenda, like whatever. Brenda heals from, and then list that behavior. Michael heals from, list that behavior. And then light a candle. Put that piece of paper under the candle holder and light a candle. But hold the intention that they are happy, that they're healthy, that they're healed. See them in good light. Okay? That's probably, yeah, that's going to be a much better way to do it. It's going to be a much better way to do it. And then you have to understand that, like, if you're dealing with another person, you can't put a time frame on it. You can't. Okay, you just can't. Once you do it, you just do it, and then like you let it go. Okay, and you let it go and hope for the best. You can't put a time frame on it, especially when it comes to healing, because healing itself is healing's messy. Healing is fucking messy. Anyone who tells you different has not done any healing work whatsoever. Healing is messy. Okay, so you have to understand that. Oh, good. You do have a happy pic of you. Good. So, oh, what's the freezer method? So, if you want someone to be removed from your life, write their name on a piece of paper, put it in like a mason jar or jar with a screw top lid. Okay, fill it with water, stick it in the back of your freezer. If you need to, write on the jar or tape a piece of paper that says "never touch." Literally, leave it there. Leave it there for like a friggin' year. And then they'll just be removed from your life. You cannot control how they will be removed from your life, just so you know. But then they will be removed from your life. And for me, it has worked as early as 3 days after doing that. Actually, this also reminds me. So I was dating this guy for like a year and a half, and he has an ex-wife who, she was a bit cuckoo. And like so much so that their kids were in therapy. So she was a bit cuckoo. She intervened a little bit. It was when I had my own business, and she tried to tell people like what I was doing was witchcraft or whatever, and like trying to get like my business closed. And so I did a freezer method, the freezer spell with her, knowing full well that because he still had a connection to her because they have kids, that it was possible that our relationship would end in the process. I stopped hearing from her within, it took about 3 to 4 weeks. It took about 3 to 4 weeks, and we started hearing less and less and less. But then 2 months later, he and I broke up. So I don't know if that really was tied to the freezer method. But so I say that to you just so you understand that if you are banishing someone from your life, you have to really just understand that the spirit will do it as it sees fit. You got no control over that. So even if you don't live together, so then you know what? Take those herbs and have them in this sachet in the bag. Then put it in your pillowcase, okay? Because then it's more directly your energy was fully picking up on it. And if it's just you, you're still putting. If your intention is to heal and to strengthen the bond between the two of you, if your intention is pure, you're still going to end up putting out that energy, okay? Good morning. Today's a spiritual talk day. Tuesdays and Fridays are the spiritual talk days. So if you take it out of the freezer, if you let it thaw. If you just put it on the counter or in the sink or whatever and you just let it thaw, you don't touch it, that's okay. What you want to do afterwards then is take that when it's just thawed water and you have the paper in it, find a moving body of water, preferably a stream where the water can flow away from you. You want to then dump unscrew it and dump the contents in that flowing body of water so it moves away from you. All right? If you're able to do that, if you are nowhere near a stream or water, if you are nowhere near, okay, then take, when it thaws, take those contents, the water and the paper, and flush it down the toilet. Okay? It's going to be, the water needs to flow away. However the water, or, put it down a drain if you need to. The water needs to flow away from you. I had a friend who, this is years ago, she did it. It was, I don't remember who it was for, but she did it for someone in her life. She wanted someone in her life I think was it like an ex-boyfriend? I don't remember. And she did it, and she had the jar in the freezer, I think for like only a month or two. It wasn't a very long time. And someone in her family ended up like moving things in the freezer and ended up like breaking the jar. Like, I don't know, it slipped from their hands, broke, crashed everywhere. And within a week's time, that person that she was trying to remove from her life came back into her life. And she very quickly redid the freezer thing. And I think literally within like 48 hours, he was gone. So if it's like I always say, like, if you're going to do it, you literally leave it in there for like a whole fucking year. Like, you leave it. You got to let time pass. Let a lot of time pass. Okay. You just leave it alone. Don't you touch it. Because the more time passes, the less chance of them coming back in. All right. And if you just let it thaw, it's kind of like, all right, you're happy with the results. You're treating this okay. You're not just going to fucking smash it and break it, because that can disrupt the energy. So yeah, and that's a wicked good question. I live with my parents right now. My mom is the more toxic one. Okay, my mom is the toxic one. I've learned how not to be. All right, because I live with her. It's very hard for me to cut cords because I'm in her energy all the damn time. So what I've done was I've actually cut cords regarding me and her negativity. Like, and that's very broad, but it's helped. I've done it visually, like a visualization, but I like candles, I like fire, so that's just my element. I work best with that. So candle for me, a candle for her, but her negativity. I literally like intention. This candle is mom's negativity, and I would cut the cord that way, and it's helped. It helps me to say no more. It helps me to put up a boundary more. I don't know, like it put up a boundary somehow. I don't care the how. It's funny, when I first began doing all this stuff, I would always worry about how things play out. How is it going to get done? And I've learned over the years, oh, fuck the how, guys. You just do it, and it just happens. It'll just happen, and it works out in your best interest. Even if it doesn't seem it at the time, it's always in your best interest. You could even make that intention. In my best interest, the cord between me and so-and-so's negativity is severed. In my best interest. Or with harm to none, the cord between me and so-and-so's behavior, so-and-so's negativity is severed. You set that intention. Especially if the person is just literally always in your life. It's very hard to completely cut them. If you're not living with them, you know what I mean? If there's already a barrier between the two of you, then it's much easier to do that. But if you're living with someone and you can't really do it, then you can do it on an energetic level to remove yourself, or at least to help block you from picking up their energy. Candle color. So yeah, here's the thing though. So the candle colors, they do have meanings. But at the end of the day, use what you have. I'm like, listen, if you don't have the money to spend even $2 in getting candles, then don't freaking worry about the color of the candle. Okay? It's your intention. If your intention is pure and strong enough, trust me, the color of the candle ain't gonna mean shit. But a white candle can be used for absolutely everything. A white candle can be used for absolutely everything. Red, pink, and green are great candle colors to use for love. Green and blue are great colors to use for healing, any type of healing. Purple, no, you can use blue. If you don't have purple, but you have blue on hand, That is a great candle to use for psychic development, to stimulate your third eye and your crown chakra, to activate those, okay? And also, actually, if you are going to do that, okay, so actually someone asked about psychic abilities. If you want to burn a candle to open you up, okay, especially if you want to, clairvoyance, clear audio, whatever, any clear. As you're burning the candle, look at the flame. Like, stare at the flame. Do so for a few minutes, okay? And imagine that flame is opening your third eye. Like, it's just opening. It's just opening. You just imagine it in your mind. As you're staring at it, it's just opening. All right? So just letting you know. But purple is a very good one for that. Gold and silver, also good. Psychic, spiritual. Those are also, okay, so gold is actually a very good candle if you want to manifest something. More money, especially more money. That's a good one. If you want to connect also to a certain deity, a certain ascended master, white, gold, silver, purple. Black is generally good to use to protect or banish, to put up a boundary between you and someone else. Brown is good for grounding. Orange is good for passion. If you want to increase passion, whether it's between you and someone else or just for you in general. But also, if so I knew someone, he's a writer, and he was going through major writer's block. And this is going on for months, and he was freaking out. And I was like, light some orange candles. He was like, what? Just light some orange candles. Be around the color orange. Light some orange candles. Okay. Because orange relates to your sacral chakra. That is where your creativity is housed. All right. So I think he just needed some stimulation, and it helped him with it. It took a couple of weeks, but then it was he started noticing he was getting inspired by stuff, and he was like, oh my God, I was just imagining. And I was like, yeah, good. Write that shit down. So the colors do mean stuff, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a color, you don't have the money to go out and buy candles, just use what you have. The color in the candles, guys, that's only a very recent thing. That's within the past 100 years. Our ancestors did not have colored candles. They didn't. So that's a recent thing. I got to go through these comments. Yeah, no such thing as coincidence. I don't. There is no such thing as coincidence. I used to believe in coincidences. No. I remember in college, a roommate of mine, an old friend of mine, she would tell me, Jennie, everything happens for a reason. I hated hearing that. Oh my God, did I hate it? No, it didn't. No, that's not true. No, not everything happens for a reason. I was so against that. And as I got older, and I started looking back on my life and how things played out leading up to where I was, at that moment, I realized, I was like, shit, everything does fucking happen for a reason. That was a rude awakening I went through. Yeah, that was a rude awakening. No, guys, everything literally has a purpose in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Nope. Everything's got a purpose. Sometimes it still gets me mad. Not always, though. Do the freezer and try it out. Guys, you are never going to know how anything plays out unless you actually do it. So, yeah. Okay, when you see a tarot reading on FYP, yeah, right, because if it's actually for you or if it's just the algorithm. If what they're saying, so I wonder sometimes about this. Honest to God, I really do. Okay, if what they say resonates, even if it's just one thing in the reading that they say, if there is something that is said that resonates, then yes, you were meant to hear that. If, however, you're scrolling, if you're fucking scrolling and you've gone through 20 people and all of a sudden you come to an FYP tarot reading and they're like, oh, if you're seeing this, this is meant for you, right? Typical saying. I don't normally consider those ones to be meant for me because I was fucking scrolling. If there was something I needed to actually hear, Spirit would have shown me that within the first five. Within the first five. All right? Like, I wouldn't have had to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. No. So literally, if you're sitting there and you're scrolling away and all of a sudden they're like, if you're seeing this, don't bother. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay? Unless there is actually something that is said that really resonates with you, fine. But chances are, no, that's the algorithm. Okay? Usually if it's within the first five, then I would actually take that to being more, hey, this is something you need to hear, okay? You put her in the freezer 3 days ago and now Ken's ignoring you, won't talk to you. So that can be a consequence. That can be a consequence, okay? That's why I always tell people, like, imagine any and all consequences that could possibly play out, okay? Because you cannot control the how. You could just keep it in there for a little bit. See what happens. Just literally just let time pass. Let some time pass and see what happens. You had a 111 manifestation, one that popped up at 111. Oh my God, that's awesome. Ian, that's awesome. I feel like that's literally like that spirit being like, yeah, no, like what you're doing is correct. Like what? So that's awesome. Have people come back to you and told you everything that you saw in the cards were accurate? Yeah, I don't know if they've said like everything that I've seen in the cards is accurate, but I have. So here's here's a fun little story. So like years ago, because I didn't have the confidence to read people that I didn't know, so I took a class on that. I needed to build my confidence to be able to do it. So after I did that, I was looking for a place to work out of, and I went to this metaphysical shop like 20 minutes away from me or whatever, and I had an interview, and I remember this. It was a mermaids and dolphins deck that I had. I had a few decks with me, but I brought that deck with me, and I remember telling her, and she was the owner. I remember telling her, I was like, because she wanted to know about love. She was single. She wanted to know about love, and I kept seeing. I was like, nope. And now normally when I do readings, I don't normally get names of people. I don't, for whatever reason, that just doesn't come through. Which is fine, because I'd rather be like, don't focus on the name, because then you're always just going to look for it. So, but I was like, nope, I'm like, okay, listen, springtime, because this was wintertime that I was doing it. So I was like, in the spring, I'm like, you're going to be outside. I'm like, it looks like a book fair. There are tables of books all around you. You're outside, though, and there's going to be a lot of people, and you're going to meet this guy. His name is Michael. And I said this to her. I'm like, I feel like his name is Michael. I was like, and he's just going to come up to you, and he's going to look at the same book you're looking at, and he's going to start a conversation. And I'm like, I'm telling you, this is the guy. Like, you need to talk to him. There's going to be a connection. And it was so vivid in my mind. Like, I saw it. Like, I was there. I saw it. And I told her this. And either way, I didn't get the job. I don't know if maybe she didn't believe me. Whatever. Okay. I didn't get the job. I ended up working someplace else. 5 or 6 months later, I got an email from her. She apparently saved my information. I got an email from her saying, hey, I interviewed you in January. You told me, and the book fair, Michael, she laid out everything I told her. You told me all this, and I want to just let you know that a week ago, I met a guy named Michael, and it was outside at a book fair. We were looking at whatever the name of the book was, and everything you said came true. I just wanted to let you know that, so thank you so much. And I was like, so you're not going to offer... Like, I didn't say it, but in my head, I was like, you don't want to offer me a job? Like, I just gave you fucking accurate information. But I was like, you're very welcome, you know, enjoy. Like, well, because you're welcome. I didn't know what to say to that. Like, I was just like, yeah, but you didn't give me the job. So, literally, like that, I was like... But at the same time, though, that was confirmation for me, though, that I was doing I was on the right path, like I was doing the right thing, like I should be doing this work. So that was also confirmation for me, which was good. I needed that, because I was still sort of new to reading people I didn't know. But so yeah, so that was an interesting one. Ian, why aren't you accepting new beginnings? Don't. Oh, you said you're a Virgo. You're an earth sign. Oh, you earth signs can be stubborn sometimes. Although Tauruses, they're really stubborn fuckers. Ian, no. Get on with the change. Get on with the change, Ian. Don't be delaying yourself this awesomeness. Don't stop it. Stop it. Thank you. Rhiannon, do you ground a lot? You got to do a lot of grounding, Rhiannon. Like every day, you got to make it a routine. You got to allow yourself to ground at least once a day. That's what I'm getting for you. You need to, because you are so open. And I've mentioned this to you, even in your reading and stuff like that. You are so open. You need to ground. You pick up on so much energy. That's also why you're spinning. So grounding is going to be so crucial for you. Taurus here. You Tauruses, you guys can be stubborn. Not all the time, but I know a good amount of Tauruses. I've dated a Taurus, and he nice guy, but he was stubborn. And I'm not that stubborn. I'm a Sagittarius. Literally half my chart is Sagittarius, so I'm very Sagittarius, and I have a lot of energy. I'm like go 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 go. Like nope, you got to keep up with me. Whoever is universe, whoever's gonna date me, need to keep up with me. I remembered you're a Virgo. Because I remember the last time, in the last spiritual talk, we talked about Chris Reck, and because he's a Pisces, and I was like, yeah, I'm a Sagittarius, and you had said you're a Virgo. I remember that. We talked about Minopon Tarot. So, okay, tuning into your abilities and trusting your intuition. So, are you getting... Okay, when you tune in, because so we all have the abilities. We all have them. We all have the clairs. Clairvoyance, which is seeing. Clairaudience, which is hearing. Clairsentience, which is just feeling vibes, okay? Picking up, I feel like, you say, I feel like. Claircognizance is just a knowing, like you just know, like you know your name, you just know. Clairalience is smelling. Usually that will come through for me if like I smell like because my grandmother has passed. So if I smell her perfume, that's my clairalience kicking in. There's a bunch of them. Clairgustinance. What's clairgustinance? Yeah. Okay. I don't remember all of the Claire's. I just there, you know, there's like four main ones, right? So when you're tapping into your abilities, whether it's just regarding a situation, do you tend to feel it? Like you get a vibe, you get a feeling, or do you tend to see images or words in your mind? Do you hear it instead? Sometimes you can actually physically someone talking to you, or you'll actually hear a voice in your head and know you're not schizophrenic. I actually believe that a lot of people on this planet who are misdiagnosed as schizophrenic when they have psychic abilities that, like, literally, I think 90%, high number, 90% of the people are misdiagnosed as schizophrenic when it's just they have psychic abilities that were not developed. You keep thinking it won't happen or work out. Okay, but then it's like a voice that tells you, yep, okay, good. Okay, here's the thing though. If you keep thinking like it won't happen or work out or whatever, there's a belief. There's a belief inside you. Guys, we have these goddamn inner beliefs from childhood. Usually one of the biggest ones is that we're not worthy. We believe we don't deserve whatever it is we desire. It's a worthiness thing. We just deep down, we don't believe it could happen to us. Like, you could say like, I wish for $1 million, but deep down, you're like, no, that only happens to lucky people, right? Which that's a limiting belief within you saying like, you don't deserve this. So now it's good that you have an intuition telling you otherwise, but if you really want to come in to said, $1 million, you have to work on your limiting beliefs. Guys, your manifestations will not come to pass if you have limiting beliefs. Okay? I mean it, because if deep down, subconsciously, you believe you don't deserve whatever it is you want, that is the vibration you're putting out there. We tend to, and this is a psychological thing, we tend to lead our lives subconsciously. How we truly feel inside is how we actually direct our lives. Okay? And you can look up all the psychological articles on that. Like that's already been studied 100 times over. We lead from a very subconscious way. So if you have a limiting belief saying that, like thinking that, or that you have to work hard to be successful. Sorry. My mom just called me. Had to decline that. I'm going to be getting off in the next 10 minutes anyway. If you have a limiting belief within you, that will stop your manifestations. That will stop them dead in the tracks. Okay? You have to do the inner work. You have to make yourself believe differently. Easier said than done. I've got the past couple years, I've been learning to release my limiting beliefs around abundance, which is interesting because looking at my astrological chart, my second house is full. I have like 5 or 6 planets in my second house. Okay. So I've got a lot of money stuff to work through. But I come from a family who there's a lack mentality, thinking that we never have enough, or that you have to work hard to be successful, which I think we're all sort of waking up to the fact that we don't have to actually work so hard to be successful. So I've been working through a lot of abundance limiting beliefs. It takes time. But I'm also learning, like, I'm doing what I love to do. That feeds my soul. That's helping with my manifestations, because I have been getting myself on a frequency of like, no, like love. Like I love doing this. I love sharing this information with you. Like I do. This is why I'm here. And this is part of my purpose on this planet anyway. Like, but here on TikTok, like I love doing this. Like that's why I fucking do a whole lot of videos like every day, most days. I just love doing it. It's fun for me. But I find for me, doing fun things is helping to remove my limiting beliefs. Good, Rhiannon. My BFF's husband is a Taurus and she's a Sagittarius and she's fiery. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm kind of, it sort of shocks me that Tauruses and Sagittarians can actually be in a relationship together. But it totally depends on the other placements in the chart. Really, if you guys were to start looking into astrology, you'll realize like it's totally dependent on other placements in the chart, and it's not just a sun sign thing. Nelly, so when you feel vibration, when you meditate, if you guys ever feel vibrations when you meditate or pick up on other energies, that is your body's that's your body's physical interpretation of picking up on the energy as you meditate. You're opening yourself up. Whenever you meditate, even if it's for grounding, you're opening yourself up to the cosmos, to the ether, to, that world, this world, right? So there's a lot of energy floating up there. That is literally just your body physically interpreting it, trying to channel it either within you or out. So if you need to first, when you go to meditate, do a grounding technique first. Imagine roots coming from the bottom of your feet, going down through the floor, down into the ground, all the way to the center of the earth. Okay? And then meditate, try to hold that image, and then meditate for whatever it is you want to meditate for. Okay? Because then you'll be able to filter that energy through and out of you. All right? But you're still picking up on energy, and that's okay. But that's just a physical manifestation of your body picking up on energy. Claire Gustins. Oh, is that taste? That's taste. Okay, thank you. I smell cigarettes. I don't smoke, but So if you randomly smell that chances are that's probably when they're around you. You're a walking light. Oh, you can pick up Good for you, Ian. Good for you. Hazel. Yeah, with the misdiagnosis. Oh, yeah, I guarantee you. It's at least 90% of the people on this planet are misdiagnosed. You see a lot in your peripheral. Yes. So that's spirit sort of letting you know, like, yeah, I'm here. You could sit meditate for a second to see if you get a name of a specific person. You might not. Okay. You might not. They might not want to reveal their name. All right. That's completely up to them. But you could see if they have a message for you every time if you guys see something in your periphery, right? But you if you turn, you don't see it, right? But you see it. So you could stop for a second and just see if they have a message for you. It's possible also spirits just sort of testing you and just kind of being like, okay, I want to be around your energy, testing out your abilities here. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's just it's nothing like to worry about. I love affirmations. Affirmations are good though, because that retrains your brain. It changes your thought processes and creates new synapses so that you stop or eventually stop having those limiting beliefs in your mind. Yeah, that could be totally why you smell it. How people talk, yes, that will also, how people talk also shows you, especially if they talk about themselves, how it shows you their beliefs. It shows you what they believe within themselves. Leo and Aquarius, so those are sister signs, if I'm correct on that. Yes, I am. Yes, Leo and Aquarius. I'm not sure. Like, it's funny. So my sister sign is a Gemini, opposite on the zodiac wheel. And it's funny though, because I've got no problem with Geminis. I've had a fling with a Gemini before, but I've never actually dated. I can't say I dated. I've never dated a Gemini. I've kind of always wanted to, just to sort of see, but who knows? I'm not sure. I've seen TikTok videos of people who are like, don't ever date your sister sign. And the sister sign is just the sign opposite on the zodiac wheel. I've seen TikTok videos, but like, I don't know, because they say like, oh, it's going to be like a tumultuous relationship, or I think it depends on the other placements in your chart. I'm telling you guys right now, sun sign, just matching up the sun sign compatibility. No, it depends on like the moon signs, your rising signs, your Mercury and your Venus and your Mars. Okay. I'm telling you, like, it's dependent more on other placements in the chart. But I guess you don't really know unless you try it out. Like, really. If you have an intuition about something and all you have is peace with it, that's accurate. That's your intuition. Don't worry about the when. Easier said than done. Don't worry about the when. You can't date Geminis. Nah, I mean, you can't. You can't. You connect with who you connect with. I don't work. I can't really date Capricorns. I can't do it. I can have them as friends. I have Capricorn. Actually, I've got multiple Capricorn friends. But romantically wise, that hasn't worked out for me. I had a bad experience with a Pisces, but also, like, I'm smart enough to know that not all Pisces are the same, right? Not everyone is the same. And it's funny that you're a Virgo. I've actually, the very first guy I was with, or whatever we were, that was not a good experience. He was a Virgo. And I swore off Virgos. Oh, did I swear them off? Like, Now that I'm older, I'm like, all right. Because I'm like, I know better. It's not just your sun sign that I need to worry about. But I do find romantically, I don't connect too well to Capricorns. I don't know. I would, for all I know, I say this, and a Capricorn's going to make its way into my life. Who knows? Maybe they're a Capricorn sun, but they have a whole lot of fire and whatever else in their chart. Right now, you're thinking of adding Cancers to the list of not dating. I dated a Cancer. He was a Cancer with a rising Sag and a moon in Sag. And now I'm Sag. So I kind of like thought that, like, I was like, all right, we should get along. But he wasn't emotionally mature. I don't know. So I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know about Cancers. Like, it's fine. Again, it's got to be other placements in the chart. When you're sleeping, you always hear a group of people talk. Oh, interesting. Okay. So if that bothers you, if that keeps you up at night, you have to state when you're going to bed, let me sleep. Please do not come for me. Like, do not come over to me. Like, let me sleep. You have to, like, and it may take you a few nights to actually do that. But people are most open when they are sleeping because our ego, our consciousness is out of the way. Everyone has gifts. Everyone's got psychic abilities. It's a matter of opening up to it. Although I say this. Everyone. There is 8 billion people on this planet or something? 8 billion people have psychic ability. But I do believe, because I do feel we all sign like a contract a soul contract prior to coming to this planet, to this lifetime, that some people, like, it's just not in their path to access their ability. Like, they're just not meant to. That's not what they're meant to learn in this lifetime. Maybe 5 lifetimes from now, that's what they'll learn. But right now, it's like some people are just not meant to tap into it. But I do feel it's always there. Did I ever date an Aquarius? In college. I did in college. That was a pretty good. Actually, I liked that relationship. It was only for a couple months. But I like that one. And then he ended up moving down to Florida. One of my good friends, he's an Aquarius, and we're just friends. I actually consider him the second brother I never had. My sister is an Aquarius. I'm trying to think if I've no, it was just at college, right? He's the only Aquarius. Yeah. That was decent. That one was decent. Did you? Congratulations! Oh, congratulations! Yay! Aquarius and Leo, you guys are sister signs. All right, guys. You have the craziest experiences when I'm sleeping. Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah. All right. I need to get off because I need to get myself finished for the day. And I gotta eat breakfast. I didn't even eat breakfast. Aquarius and Gemini, you guys are air signs. I feel like because you guys are air signs, it really wouldn't be a bad thing, quite honestly. You already have that aspect in common. But I do feel like I do feel though, you gotta look to get the person's time of birth, get their birth information so you can pull up the chart. Thank you. Have a good weekend yourself. Yes, I need to get myself going. I've been on this for like 90 minutes. I'm like, yeah, Jenny, stick to an hour. No, a lot of my lives lately I've been noticing are like closer to 90 minutes. It's fine. I like to talk. There's so much to talk about. All right, guys, getting off. I'll be back on Monday. That will be for card pulls, channelings, all that good stuff. Mondays and Thursdays. Those are the psychic cards stuff. Tuesdays and Fridays, this stuff. How long does it take for you to do a reading? I offer 30-minute readings. If you were to get one today, I do have to go out today, so I can get to it either later today. If not, then I'll get to it tomorrow. But usually I can do it. Usually I can do it done within 24 hours. Enjoy your weekend, guys.